Hey, this is David Owen.
And this is Marion Cowagowan.
And this is You Show Me Yours Rewatches, Degrassi Junior High. This is episode 11 from season 2, Trust Me.
Mm-hmm. And whenever anyone says, trust me, you know you shouldn't trust them. There were if we used GIFs to react to this podcast, we would have been using the Leo one, reacting to the TV a lot, because there were a lot of people say, trust me. Like, they said the name of the episode. Yeah. So basically, it's instead of Arthur and Nick shenanigans, it is Joey Wheels and Spike shenanigans.
The whole thing is the comedy relief plot. Yeah, with a light. Why don't we actually get rid of the
heavy plot,
the quote unquote B plot, I suppose, first.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do it.
Yes.
I guess I usually do the B plot often. So in our B plot, we are just cleaning up. We're housekeeping from the previous episode censored. It is official. Spike is being sent home. She's going to have to finish her grade. They keep talking about getting your grade,
getting your year, and I was just like, that's not a. I don't get. Yeah.
She's going to have to finish up her year from home, apparently.
Which is so odd, because if there's this objection to, because when people object to her being there, they say things like, she should go to a school with girls like her.
Yeah.
But there isn't one. So she's just homeschooling herself. Like, hang on.
At home.
This is yeah.
And again, and I know this plot will develop more, but yeah, this is just like the dumbest possible thing that but this was the time for that. Late 80s, early 90s was the Satanic Panic. It was the rise of the Parents Television Council in the 90s, which featured Joe Lieberman and wife trying to enforce their moral values onto television. As any red-blooded American male who was a wrestling fan during the 90s will know, the Liebermans were not big fans of the crotch chopping and gyrating.
Well, none of that has anything to do with pregnant girls in schools. But
what I'm saying is,
it
was the time for that. There was a sort of a 20-year period where parents were afraid for their poor children's eyes and ears, and they were doing things like banning pregnant teens from school so that their kids didn't get exposed to negative influence.
Yeah, I think that's been going on for longer than.
No, of course it has.
Think.
What I'm saying is the 80s and 90s were a special time for that. Like, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister testified in front of Congress. Like, you had Tipper Gore trying to legislate morality in music, and the Liebermans trying to legislate morality in television. And in Canada, we had the parents of Degrassi Junior High trying to legislate morality, trying to legislate morality through exclusion. Like, they wanted to ban the devil music. They wanted to ban people from seeing Spike in school, as if that somehow, and the kids make that point, as if that somehow
we all
makes
know.
it like we all know she's pregnant. And in this B plot, she's joined by the twins, who are just like the all-purpose. They're everybody's best friend when the plot calls for it.
Yeah.
And so they are sort of outraged on her behalf. Spike continues this sort of weird, not wanting to be the center of attention thing, where that manifests in basically her not wanting any of her friends or classmates to like bring attention to her situation, which is kind of weird. But the school board has ruled, apparently, and Spike is headed home for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and particularly the drawing attention to her on one of her last days in school, because like they tell her on like a Tuesday, and then she gets to finish out the week or whatever, which is evidently the next 3 days won't matter. It's only when you get to 36 weeks that it's problematic. I don't know. One of the twins stands up in the middle of English class and says, "Mr. Radich, do you think it's right that Spike has to leave school?" And Spike is like wanting the earth to swallow her up. And Radich does not actually give an answer, which
he's like forced into this sort of diplomatic non-answer.
And I wonder, it would have been nice to see an adult say, yeah, this is bullshit.
I think even just like an aside where it's just Spike and him, and he says, just the teacher in me has to be okay with this, but the adult,
the person who human, knows you and values you as a student or whatever. I would have liked that, but he's doing because he doesn't. Because probably he knows that if he says the wrong thing and some student goes back and tells their parents, like, he could lose his job. So I get that.
The teachers support her staying, you know, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The school wants her to stay. And, he's like, I wasn't speaking in official capacity.
Yeah. But what he says is true. He's like, it doesn't really matter what I think because it's not up to me.
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to be a moral leader as a teacher, you need to go a little bit farther than that. But I am not, I've never had my job on the line like that.
And again, I think this plot is not afforded enough time in this episode, and maybe it will be in future, but this plot point is not, it just isn't the focus of this episode really. But yeah, like being able to say, like, there is a version of this where he can turn this into a lesson, and, talk to the kids about, dissenting and how one dissents in a positive, peaceful way, and how you get your voice heard, and that's sort of like, it almost becomes a project of like, hey, whatever you feel, here are the ways you could express that.
Oh yeah, and there's lots of lessons in there, by which I mean, classroom lessons. I mean, this is comparing the good of the many to the good of the few.
Yeah.
Like, if some parents think that it's terrible for the student body if there's one pregnant girl there, but this means she misses out on her education, like, what do we choose?
Yeah.
Is it immorality? All these things. But like you said, Spike is really not enjoying being the center of attention. So
yes, and it is funny watching this now, because it does sort of mirror a lot of the discussions about trans athletes, and I don't want to get too deep into that. But it does come down to that thing of like, in the state that we're from, the laws that banned trans kids from high school sports literally affected, I think, one or two kids. In the same way that Spike is being essentially singled out by the rules that are effectively designed to address only her situation. And that's got to feel really weird to think that, like, in Spike's case, an entire school board took time to determine like the punitive policy that would be used to limit your education or your opportunities, because a small handful of people objected
or weirded out by it's I can't remember if we've talked about this. Did you have anyone pregnant at your school?
Certainly not in middle school.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name. There was one girl, she left. I think that there were a couple of pregnant seniors for like the last half of senior year or whatever. But no, I don't remember for sure. I feel like there definitely was one girl who was for sure pregnant, like visibly pregnant. And then I think towards maybe the 8th or 9th month, she was gone, like towards the end.
Yeah.
But I swear that I cannot remember her name. It's been far too long. But yeah, I think that there was a lot of like speculation of like, oh, this person is finishing out the last semester, the last half of the last semester, remotely, or what wasn't called remote back then.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
She mysteriously got a bad case of mono.
Right. She's got mono.
Funny how that worked. Yeah.
How about you in your controversial Catholic?
Right. There was one girl my senior year. She was a freshman, and I believe she had gotten pregnant before the school year started. And I knew her vaguely.
You made friends with a pregnant girl?
No. I mean, like, I knew her. She was my brother's class, so I knew who she was and everything. And they let her stay the whole time, because I think someone at some point had pointed out, hey, Catholic schools, if you're telling girls that they can't be in school if they're pregnant. That's going to encourage them to get abortions if they value their education. And
potentially, yeah.
that's not okay.
Yeah,
and
we
like,
don't want that.
you're saying that you value life and unborn babies. So why are you punishing their mother? Like, this is all
Yeah.
super hypocritical. So
Yeah.
not all, but many Catholic schools were like, okay, guess we have to let them stay. And it's a cautionary tale. Like,
love the sinner and use them as a
yes.
cautionary.
I remember so in my
And this would have been like 5 years or so after this.
Yeah, this was 94, 95.
Yeah, so this would have been, this is 89.
Oh dear 90. God, so that kid is 30 now.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, so this
anyway,
you were in an environment not too far removed from the sentiment.
Right. The story was not the story. I was told by other people that the reason there weren't that many pregnant girls at my high school was that they all were wealthy enough to afford abortions, whereas at the public schools, they didn't have them. And I was like, I don't know about that. It irks me so bad when people assume that anybody who goes to a private school has a lot of money. Like, sometimes it depends on the school. Sometimes yes, but sometimes, in my family's case, no, we have no money because it's all going for tuition.
Yes. Well, so, I think it becomes that thing of like, your school was a Catholic school / like a big enough private school in an area that probably didn't have a lot of competition for that.
No, we were pretty much, I mean, there were like two tiny little evangelical Christian schools, but they were very little. We were basically the only, what I would say, real non-public school in the county. But yeah, like I was working on a project years ago when I worked at the newspaper. It was like the valedictorians of all the public high schools, and I said to the editor, "Where's the Catholic high school?" And she goes, "Oh, this is for scholarships. They don't need scholarships." And I was like, "Excuse me, what?" That's not. Yeah. First of all, you don't. These are not merit. They're not aid scholarships. Like, you don't lose a scholarship because you. Anyway. Yeah. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, there was one at my school, and I remember there being at least one pregnant girl in college. But I feel like at that point they're beyond morality. They're like, whatever, just pay your tuition and show up to class.
Yeah, I think when you pay to be somewhere, it becomes a much different conversation. You know, like it as far as, you know, like, well, these are paying. Well, I think these are paying customers,
paying and being over 18.
Well, no, that too. But I'm saying, like, even with the private high school, I think it does sort of become a thing of like, well, these are kind of our paying customers, and we kind of need them to keep paying the money.
True. Well, again, depends on the school. There are some private schools where there are plenty of people who will take her place as soon as she leaves, but others not so much. But
yes, but anyway, but yes. So Spike, word on the street is Spike is out. Not just word on the street. That is the case.
Yeah, and the twins promised to bring her her assignments, which I feel like is not enough. Like, this
construction,
right? Like, first of all, there's lessons that go along with the assignments.
Yes.
And the school needs to come up with something more formal than just, oh, your friends will bring you.
Yeah,
like that's
right. Like the fact that Mr. Radish had to ask, like, if you want to help, actually, she's going to need someone to bring her assignments. Like,
right.
You guys didn't think about this already? You kick this kid out of school and you don't even know how her work is going to get to her?
Yeah, like if the school board is acting in loco parentis and saying, you are a bad example, you need to go somewhere else, you still have a responsibility to provide her education. So you have to, again, people are saying she should go to a school with girls like her. Where is that school?
Right.
Why do you not have a something set up for it? Like, I'm sure she's not the first girl to be pregnant.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's television. It's
So that's where we find ourselves, and we will, given the fact that Spike is like the defining thing of these early seasons of well, not the early seasons, but pretty much Degrassi Junior High in general, we will no doubt learn more about Spike's situation in the future.
Yes.
So then we are on to the shenanigans for this episode, sort of peppered in with the whole Spike thing. Yeah. We have seen the reunion of the Zit Remedy band.
Yeah, who continue to have only one song.
Yes.
That is about
30 seconds.
16 bars. And I had forgotten how Caribbean it sounds.
Yeah.
It's like there's steel drums or something in it. I don't understand. I didn't remember that part. I remember it sounding a little more rock and roll.
It's the key. It's like the settings on the keyboard that Joey's playing that does make it sound a little.
Yeah. But so they have their 1 30-second song, and they are convinced that if they save up money to buy this amp, that is all they need to get a record deal and hit the big time. Yes. An amp that is like $100,
something like that.
Like even in 80s money, I feel like that's not nearly enough, but what do I know? So they've got this money. Meanwhile, Snake's parents are going to a wedding out of town and will be gone for a whole 24 hours.
Yes, exactly 24 hours.
Yes, like they're leaving Friday at 4, they're getting back Saturday at 4. I was like, this is oddly specific.
Yeah, just okay. Like, take a night, extra night for yourself.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're like, well, the 13-year-old can only be left alone for one night. We were talking, I don't think that I would have left our 13-year-old home alone when he was 13. I'm not sure I would do it now when he's 16. I mean, like he would be fine, but I'm not sure I would.
I mean, the reality is that like kids are generally fine. I mean, I was being left home by myself at freaking 9 years old, with 2 step siblings who were legitimately trying to kill each other. Yeah, well,
the number of things that I take issue with in that parenting situation, very long list. But anyway,
Marion, if you how else are you gonna spend all Saturday night at the bar
if you are a parent as well?
Like you gotta understand you gotta have
money, priorities.
The money you would pay to a babysitter to watch these basically grown children at 9 and 7.5 years old.
I mean, you're practically in double digits.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that is like 2 drinks, 3 drinks.
That's true. Bar, so you really do need to keep your priorities straight. Yeah.
Yes. So
I am glad that you survived.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, and Snake comes in to school all excited, like, guess what? My parents are going out of town. Oh no, he says, my parents are going to a wedding.
Yeah.
And Joey and Wheels are like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
Then he clarifies that this out of town, they'll be gone for 24 hours. And they immediately are like, oh my gosh, party at Snake's. And he gets all upset. And I'm like, why were you so excited about this?
Exactly.
If not for were you just like, oh, I'll get some time to work on my novel and I can meditate and like,
I can play my classical guitar.
Yes. Like what were you excited about if not this? But anyway.
Yeah.
So they eventually talk him into a sleepover.
Yeah. Just a clean 3 people.
And they swear nothing else.
Yeah.
And they do this adorable, it looks like a heist kind of. Snake's parents are getting in the cab. Presumably.
They bring their stuff to school that Friday. And then, they are lurking in the streets.
Yes. Presumably Snake's parents are getting in a cab to go to the airport. Yes. And I'm like, if you're flying, don't do it for one night.
And I think it even says like air cab or something.
Yeah. The other 2 are like hiding behind this car, and as soon as the cab is like one house away, they get out and go in, and I'm like, you guys need to work on being sneaky. You're not very good at it.
Yeah, and and immediately,
yes,
things start to go south
because Joey sees their car,
the Oldsmobile,
which has been left in the driveway, and he says, "I just want to sit in it," and then turns the engine on and says, I know how to drive. Let me drive around the block. My dad taught me last year.
Yeah. Trust me, several times is said in there.
Yes. And Snake eventually is like, no, absolutely not. No. And gets like furious.
Yeah. In the meantime, because this, you gotta lay the nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Wheels has been a bit squirrely with the information, getting permission for the sleepover, but the Chekhov's eye appointment is looming. So the next day after the sleepover, Wheels has promised to go to the eye doctor. And the events of Friday evening sort of start to transpire with that looming over the in the audience's mind.
Yes, and he's missed 2 appointments, and his mom says, if you miss a 3rd one, they'll charge us. And I'm like, you get 3?
Wow,
I feel like I get charged with 1.
Yeah. But they are having doing the thing that teens do,
which is staying up too late and eating a lot of popcorn and junk food and everything, and spending all their money on pizza.
Yeah.
And Snake wants to watch horror movies, and Joey wants to watch rock videos because we need to prepare for being superstars.
Gotta figure it out.
And Snake wisely is like, we are never going to be superstars. Stop it.
Yeah. Also, I gotta sleep because I've got an eye doctor appointment.
Yes, and yes, Wheels is like, shut up, I'm trying to, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, it's like 5 a.m. Nobody thinks to set an alarm, but they're 13, so okay.
That would have been... The prospect of setting an alarm there would have been difficult.
Yes.
To say the least.
Cut to the next morning. They're all sleeping shirtless in their underwear. And can I tell you, I do not want to see 13-year-old boys in their little briefs. I know that's age appropriate, but I just was like, oh, especially there was someone walked across the camera and their underwear is right at eye level, and I was like, oh,
so a little bit of eye candy for the ladies there,
except not because they're 13.
For the intended audience,
even at 13,
the contemporary audience,
I was like, I don't want to see boys in their underwear. Their briefs are just so. It's very much like it's just right there. Like no, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, they're all sleeping in shirts or no shirts and underwear, and they wake up and it's 11:45, and Wheels has to go to wherever this thing is, and basically they exposit he's never going to make it on time. Joey says, but if we drive, we can do it.
We can make it.
And so Snake is talked into this. Joey is not a good driver.
Yes, despite his assurances that he's skilled.
They make it with no accidents, but there were some close calls, and Snake, unsurprisingly, is anxious the whole time.
Yes.
But Wheels makes it on time, and they say, with 3 minutes to spare. So then Joey and Snake go and just calm down, and they go have some French fries or whatever, and they have the required conversation about, oh, isn't it terrible about Spike? What do you think they're going to do to Shane? Nothing.
Yes.
While they're in the restaurant, a delivery truck or whatever backs into the car.
Yes.
And they rush out to see that there's a tail light broken.
Oh
no, what do? We have to get it fixed. Turns out it's $85. How are we going to pay for it? We're going to use the money that we were saving for the amp.
It's the amp money.
They get home.
So there's a lot of unneeded drama in here. This is a very sort of this episode could have afforded a C plot. It had the time because
it really did.
There's this whole shtick back and forth with the worker of them kind of, not really negotiating, but going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he's got,
I'm getting the bill. Yeah. Are you old enough to drive? I want to get the bill. Aren't you guys in a hurry? And they're calling. Yeah.
Because Wheels has the money at his house.
Wheels has the money. Yeah. And so it just becomes this thing of just you expect the Benny Hill theme in the background or something.
Yeah.
And just there's just all this drama. And then Wheels shows up at the very last second. Mm-hmm. It's 5 minutes till 15 minutes till 4, till the parents are home or whatever. Yeah. And then Wheels shows up with the envelope of money. Everything gets
thankfully
taken care
it's
of.
enough.
It's
There's
exactly
none of that,
enough.
Blah blah. Yeah, so they get the car home. I think they pull into the driveway front ways, and it was backed in before, but they didn't.
That too, but then I didn't. Upon reflection, I don't think they put that shot.
Yeah,
because it looks like they're going to pull in the wrong way, and then it cuts to them coming in the house.
Yeah.
So you never really see, but it looks like maybe, but I expected that to be the plot point.
Yeah.
That everything was fine. And then
they noticed the
sort of not exactly a Ferris Bueller situation, but you made one little mistake.
Yeah.
One little careless mistake. But when they do get home, it is still an absolute disaster.
They've got a mess. And Joey and Wheels had said, we'll help clean up.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been fine 12 hours ago.
Yes.
And they don't. Apparently, just them being there would be a problem. So they leave and hide behind a car yet again. And Snake is cleaning up, and then the parents are there. And then cut to Joey and Wheels arriving at Wheels' house, and his mom's on the phone, and she says, that's Snake's dad. He said thanks for fixing the tail light because he broke it last week and hadn't gotten it fixed yet.
Womp womp.
And, how did... what did the parents figure out? How did Snake tell them this? Like, was this, guilt about everything? Or they were like, what's with the spilled popcorn? And
I mean,
he didn't cover, like,
I think it's just supposed to sort of flow out that, like, they get there and the house is a disaster and he can't just explain that he made that mess on his own.
They know that he
didn't. And then they see the light fixed on the car and they're like, oh, okay. And maybe there's a backed in wrong situation, but but it just kind of comes in, and Snake being a relatively good kid.
Yes. Who is probably so guilt ridden over the whole
quickly
thing.
admits to the goings on.
Yeah. I feel like he cracked much faster than, say, Joey would have.
Yes. So it is one of those, womp womp moments. They wasted their ant money to fix the thing damage that didn't actually exist.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, like, if that's me, I would at least give them, and I'm the parent, I would at least give them the money.
No way.
Well, but their punishment is, like, Snake's grounded forever. Yeah. Wheels can't see Snake and Joey loses his keyboard. Yes. So they're like, oh, the Zit Remedy's dead.
Could be the end of the Zit Remedy.
Yeah. I don't know. I would at least give them the money. Like, you cannot use it on an amp, but
no way.
Well,
that is part of the deal. Like,
$85 is a lot of money.
It is, and that is a penalty that you will pay, that you will remember forever.
Well,
like, you will not forget the time that you wasted $85 trying to cover up for a lie that you told.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like they did the right thing, but they did the wrong thing. But
they did the right thing in order to try to cover up for anybody finding out they did the wrong thing. So there is absolutely a punitive action attached to that for sure. Like, it is. Maybe. This is a punishment. You are losing that money because you spent it in an attempt to cover up your dishonesty.
Well, okay. Or at least I would split it with the other parents then. Like, the parents get to go do something fun because you three suck. I don't know.
Well, but that's the thing. There is no $85. The $85 was paid to the garage, like,
right, but
there isn't just some.
But the dad would have spent the $85 to get it fixed, or
maybe he wouldn't have.
Maybe he would have only spent 10. I don't.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Maybe there was no intention of fixing it because of reasons.
That's true.
Right. So,
because
like,
it's an old car. So
if it was just a thing of, like, the end result was there was $85 in someone's hand, and that $85 could be moved from one hand to another.
True.
That's a different conversation. That $85 is spent. Now you are going to pay. You are essentially paying these kids $85.
Well,
or whatever. If you say they don't, you give them back the money, you're giving them $85.
Well,
you're like, yes, in a certain sense, you are refunding their money.
Mm-hmm.
But if he had no intention of fixing that light,
that's fair. And we say this as we have several things in the house that have needed to be fixed, and we just have not fixed them yet. So I know all about we're just not going to fix it for a while.
Also, because of the nature of it, the rush and whatnot, they may have $85 may have been a premium price.
That's true. Or, like, this guy on the main street charges more, and Snake's dad knows a guy who blah blah.
Or Snake's dad could have done it himself, or Snake's dad knows LD's dad. Or whatever,
the broader universe, it all clicks together. That's true.
Rick was going to come over on his cool bicycle and fix it.
Dad would never have charged them a rush fee. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, good thing our kid has not done anything like this, because we don't have to have a fight about it.
Yes.
Yet.
Always hold out hope.
Yeah, we did. He had a sleepover recently, and there was no spilled popcorn. It was very noisy.
Yes, a lot of.
And they stayed up till like
yelling.
7 a.m. is when he said he went to bed.
Like
but no spilled pop. So it wasn't really much of a mess to clean up. But we were here, so
it's just sleeping bags strewn about.
Yeah, and a lot of wrappers. But
yeah.
Anyway, so the Zit Remedy is dead. I feel like not really, like a horror movie villain. It will come back, but it is dead for now.
For now, we are robbed of that perfect 30 seconds of music.
Yeah, I really want to know how many bars is it, and I feel like it can't be that many, and it's like just one phrase that repeats over and over. It's I remember them having more songs than just the one, but
who knows?
Maybe in high school
they'll make a triumphant return. But so this is just this is another one of those episodes that is just like, hey, don't break the rules. Be honest. You are gonna be better off. Don't, that's the episodes where that's sort of the deal are sometimes good, but like oftentimes just sort of like, yeah, okay, I get it. Don't lie to your parents. Don't take cars out for joyrides, and then of course the continuing to evolution of the Spike storyline. So we'll see where that goes.
Although I think it is a lesson though that whenever someone says trust me a lot, the more they say it, the less you should trust them.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and really never trust Joey with anything.
Yes, never.
Like, I'm impressed that his driving was actually okay.
Yeah.
But at one point I thought I saw a cop car behind them and I thought, oh, they're going to get pulled over.
It was like a white car with black details.
And it looked like there was a flash on the top.
I was waiting
for
that. I was definitely waiting for that. This is an episode that I actually remember. Like, I already, when this episode started, or when they wanted to drive the car, I was like, wait, this is the episode where they fixed the car. Like, I thought it was the bumper or something. Like, they fixed something about the car, but it was already broken.
Well,
and then as it unrolled in front of me, I was
also because you've seen a sitcom before, so as soon as they mention the car, like it's clear what's going to happen.
But I specifically remembered, like, oh, they pay, because it was like the amp money, and then I saw the car, and I was like, this is where they pay the amp money to fix the car, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember this, because that is a pretty sweet Oldsmobile, and that was a sweet headlight or a tail light, where they had the tail light and then it had like a little Oldsmobile, I don't know what the Oldsmobile bird was, like in the metal bird detail in the middle of the light.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. We'll have to go look at it later. So, well, yeah, I think we've then thoroughly chewed the fat on this episode. Folks, we would love to know what you think about this episode. How many pregnant girls were there in your school? Did they get to stay? Did they have to go somewhere, take care of a sick aunt and they came back just looking sad? Or did they stay in algebra and then until their water broke? Let us know. We would love to hear from you. Also, tell us about what your sleepover shenanigans have been like. And if we should let our 16-year-old stay home by himself when we go to a wedding.
For 24 hours.
For 24 hours, yes. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear from you. You can reach us in a couple different ways. You can send us an email. We're at YSMY Podcast. That's YSMY for You Show Me Yours at gmail.com. Or you can find us on Facebook. It's the same handle. You can send us a DM, or you can look at our main feed where we have links to all of our latest episodes. In 2026, we have new episodes every single Wednesday. The first Wednesday of the month, we are doing our usual YSMY thing and talking about movies and television that we loved before our first date. And the rest of the Wednesdays of the month, we are doing a rewatch of Degrassi Junior High. The next episode is going to be season 2, episode 12. And the title is, we again have the punctuation of the portentous punctuation. It's ... he's back.
Oh.
And the description just says, the teacher who sexually harassed Lucy returns to Degrassi and sets his sights on an unwary Susie. How is this dude getting hired again?
Predator is back to Predator some more.
He's just like,
jeez.
Predator 2, 7th grade boogaloo. Like, how? Maybe it will be explained. I don't know. But so I look forward to Wheels stepping up again. And I figured it out, by the way. When we talked about that before, I feel like it made it sound like I was a little turned on by this 13-year-old boy. That's not it. It's the phrase that they use now is, I apologize, I was not familiar with your game. It's that. It's just like respect for the backbone and the standing up, standing on business, et cetera, to use all the slang. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see that again. Somebody, maybe Arthur. Yeah, maybe Arthur will do it. Oh, he could use a good glow up.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway. All right. Well, we will see you next time with ... the ellipses of doom. He's back. In the meantime, this has been You Show Me Yours. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.